Hey guys, it's Keisha, and you're watching Crime and Chaos, where we figure out if something is just a crime or if it's chaotic. So I had to get on here because this Tony Mathis crap is driving me insane. So I have been doing my due diligence, and I have wrote and looked up tons of notes because something is fishy. Okay, let me just tell you, something is fishy. And the true crime world, even though I'm just like a true crime commentary, we will get down to the bottom of this. You better believe it. So let's start with this US watch, US.watch, right? First of all, on this post on LinkedIn, on that Josh Scheisler, I don't know how to say that last name, but I pulled up the LinkedIn. I pulled that up. And what it says is US.watch, I can't even speak, my lord, transforms unactionable and annoying Amber Alerts. Who says that? Annoying Amber Alerts into powerful tools that unite communities to save abducted kids. Join us today at https semicolon backslash us.watch. Don't enter in your phone number on there. Do not give them any information. That site, I looked up, I looked into it, to that site itself. And I'm going to tell you what I found, if I can figure out where it's at. So, some of the stuff I have on my phone, guys. Sorry. So, Tony bringing this up on his TikTok page, Sebastian's Army 15. I feel like he really wants to get people on this. Well, this was the original alert, Amber Alert made for Sebastian. No, this is some bullshit that was made up and that you want everybody to believe to change your narrative. We can't fall for the okie doke, okay? So let's see, where is this at? So first of all, this US dot watch, this website was created December 16th, 2022. How is that possible? And you have all these Amber Alerts from way back when. This was literally created December 16th, 2022. It was updated January 30th, 2024, and it expires December of this year. So, you want to do your own research? Go to lookup.ican.org. You can put in any website you choose to find out this information for yourself. So, I think Tony's got some explaining to do on why he's trying to push this so much. Seth should be worried unless there's something we're all not getting. And it's registered to a company that only has websites registered to it to protect the real owner's identity. So now let's go to this. I did a reverse search for the photo that was attached to, I don't know if I have it on here still. I don't know if it's on my screen. No, it'll be quicker to pull it up here. Okay. That's crazy. Okay. So this deputy, oh, and by the way, I live in Missouri. What they're talking about, what he's talking about for this deputy Skaggs person. Oh my gosh, what did I click on? Who runs US dot watch. Proud, who's a proud dad. This is deputy, what is his name? Deputy, it doesn't even have his full name on here. But I wrote it down. Deputy Joshua, I'm gonna give you the whole day. Joshua Lee Skaggs, okay? Tony Lee Mathis. A lot of Lees involved. And he said that this is a person, a part of his team. How? How long has he been on your team? Where you meet this deputy Skaggs at? I would like to know. Inquiring minds would like to know. There's a lot of people that you have coming out of the woodworks on your team that we've never heard of. So it says he's a proud dad, deputy sheriff, and second generation Leo. Passed Haley's Law, coded Haley's app, which if you click on that link right here on Haley's app, it takes you to the US Watch website. It's not worth it. So the Haley's Law, no, I don't know. AI crap. Legislation requiring Missouri's Amber Alert System Oversight Committee to meet at least annually has been signed into law by Governor Mike Parson, who is our actual governor here in Missouri. Okay. State Representative Curtis Trent, who was heard at the end of that Amber Alert video, um, of Springfield, Missouri. So State Rep Curtis Trent filed Haley's Law in 2014 in response to the 2014 kidnapping, RAPE, and unaliving of 10-year-old Haley Owens in Springfield. Trent notes the Oversight Committee hasn't met since 2015. Says, quote, and I think in the case of a very sensitive public safety issue like this, there should be at least annual meetings to make sure we're reviewing the Amber Alert system, that we're identifying any new technologies. 51-year-old Craig Wood was convicted of first-degree unaliving and has been sentenced to DEATH for killing Owens. Wood's father, Jim, testified in April that Haley's life could have been saved if the Amber Alert was issued earlier. Representative Trent tells Missouri Net annual meetings will help identify any new procedures that should be used to measure alerts, make sure alerts are issued quickly, because we know the statistics have shown, the data shows that time is critical when you have a missing person. Let's see what else I can read. I'm not trying to read the article, but Oh, that Wood guy who did that unaliving to that little girl, bless her heart, is having the nerve to try to appeal his death sentence. Yeah, okay. The court has not issued an opinion yet. Well, with the track record of Governor Mike Parson, you might as well count your days, buddy. He doesn't overturn those for anyone. Oh my gosh, something's in my eye, guys. I'm sorry. All right, let's see what I have next for you. That's on here anyway. Oh, let's go back to Twitter. Oh, X. So I pulled up Deputy Skaggs' picture, this one, which is on a different website, by the way, but I did a reverse picture search, and the only thing, there's only 4 things that pop up. These are the 4 things that pop up. Sorry. That's it. Showing you where you can get that uniform. Let me show you what else. Like something is just not right here at all. And screw it. I'm gonna play. Okay. I'll pause and do things throughout the video, but I'm gonna turn off this camera. I'm gonna play this video so we can go through it and I can tell you what I think about Tony Mathis. Okay? Okay. Let's do this. Now this video is coming from Savage, I believe. Hold on, I have to tell you. I get this from, where is it? Okay, let's do this. Sorry, let me go. There we go. Okay. I had no clue what I was doing. This is my first time using StreamYard, guys, so I'm sorry. All right, let's play this. Except I don't want to play this.
Changed it.
Mm-hmm.
So are they not changing it because it's factual, or are they not changing it because they don't think it's significant? But clearly they're not changing it. So
Yeah.
So here's the big thing is Channel 2 cornered law enforcement, TBI, and said, hey, not only are you does Mr. Rogers feel like you're not communicating or whatnot, but they actually have evidence that has been tagged and bagged, and they have called, and nobody has called them back or showed up to retrieve the evidence. So TBI responds by saying that we got the clothing from Mr. Rogers, and although it was the same size, it was not related to the case. Well, I talked to Seth tonight. He's the one that told me about the response. And the evidence that's been tagged and bagged has been in his vehicle and has never even been looked at by law enforcement.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, I guess we can see how, how things get misconstrued and
I
why
have some
people.
questions.
Right, right. So, I mean, and you're laying information out there that you have got with him, and you have checked this clothing. I mean, it's clothing that is Sebastian's size, and it's never even been looked at. It's still in the same evidence bag. It's still tagged. It's still with him at all times.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That
So
makes no
So
sense, by
stuff
the way.
needs to be looked into again.
I agree.
I wanted to get on and say hello, and I didn't get to hear anything the last couple days. So I have the next couple days to go over some stuff and see what's happening and follow up. But I wanted to say have a good evening.
Thank you
Wanted to
very
have on to
much.
say hi, and I'll be talking to you soon. Okay.
Yep. Have a great evening. Thanks for
You
coming up.
too. Thank you. Bye bye.
Better tomorrow. Weird. I only watched them. So what do you guys think about that? What do you think about that Amber Alert saying he was abducted in an unknown vehicle? Yeah. I don't know if it's just.
Tony, I think you're full of shit for putting that out there when it's fake. And you know how many sleuths are on the internet who will find it out. That's ridiculous. Like, come on. Joshua Lee Skaggs. I got to know exactly where this Joshua Lee Skaggs is from. Because if he's from Tennessee, then this Joshua Lee Skaggs has a major record that I will mention during this video. It's insane. Insane.
Pants, but I think it's multiple items of clothing. And you have to understand that Seth does not know all the clothing that would be at Katie's house. So, if it was, yeah, user, whatever your name is. I mean, if you don't agree, just keep moving on. I mean, we don't need to be nasty to each other in here. I'm not trying to have drama on here. I'm just talking to you guys. So, let's not do that. Telling you all the trash truck video is key, in my opinion. Yeah, I don't necessarily disagree with that. I just joined. Could you give a recap? So, yeah, the thing is, I got a video, or I got an audio while I was in Tennessee from one of our team members, and we were talking about the inconsistencies with law enforcement. And the original Amber Alert that came out clearly said from Deputy Skaggs that it was an abduction in an unknown vehicle. So, they that's confusing in and of itself. So, when people are side-eyeing law enforcement a little bit, I mean, I think that we have to look at some of the things that have been inconsistent. I think we have to look at the TBI flyer that talks about he was last seen on the 26th. I think that's a big deal. If it's not accurate and they made a typo, then, I think that, yeah, also the missing date, you're right. The missing date at the top is the 26th. And I kind of let them slide on that, because if we think he went missing sometime that morning, it's fine. But then they go on in the verbiage to say that he was last seen on the 26th. And that to me holds more weight. Yeah, the clothes. So we did an interview with Channel 2 yesterday, ABC affiliate there in Hendersonville area. And Seth told them that they had evidence that was tagged and bagged that they had called Sumner County about, and that nobody had ever reached out to him to collect the evidence. So their response to that was they had got with Seth and they had collected the evidence, and it was not.
What kind of shit is that? Seriously, who the hell rides around with evidence in their vehicle? Take that shit to the sheriff's office. Seriously? Like you can't make this stuff up.
Although it was the same size, it was not relevant to the case. And they've never got a hold of Seth. He's still got the evidence with him in his truck, and it's been a month now. So I don't know why they made that statement, but it's just flat not true. I talked to Seth about 30 minutes ago, and he said he's still got the evidence in his possession. Yeah, Beverly, you're right. You're right. I mean, do I think that law enforcement is overwhelmed with this missing child? I mean, it's possible. I mean, I try to give them credit, but at some point you've got to call in help if you're overwhelmed. I mean, or you got to turn the case over or something. One thing I'd like to ask you guys to do is if you guys are in the area, I don't know if you saw, there was an article released today that EquiSearch is in constant contact with TBI. And they made a statement today that if they were asked, that they would literally be in Tennessee in a hurry. And thank you, Barbie. So I would encourage you guys, if you're in the area, to reach out to Sumner County and tell them that you believe as a community that we need to have EquiSearch come in. I think that'd be fantastic. I don't think we want to be unprofessional, but I think it's perfectly fine for the.
What did he just do right there when he bent over out of range of the camera? Like, what was it? Huh?
That was they had got with Seth, and they had collected the evidence, and it was not, although it was the same size, it was not relevant to the case. And they've never got a hold of Seth. He's still got the evidence with him in his truck, and it's been a month now. So I don't know why they made that statement, but it's just flat not true. I talked to Seth about 30 minutes ago, and he said he's still got the evidence in his possession. Yeah, Beverly, you're right. You're right. I mean, do I think that law enforcement is overwhelmed with this missing child? I mean, it's possible. I mean, I try to give them credit, but at some point you've got to call in help if you're overwhelmed. I mean, or you got to turn the case over or something. One thing I'd like to ask you guys to do is if you guys are in the area, I don't know if you saw, there was an article released today that EquiSearch is in constant contact with TBI. And they made a statement today that if they were asked, that they would literally be in Tennessee in a hurry. And thank you, Barbie. So I would encourage you guys, if you're in the area, to reach out to Sumner County and tell them that you believe as a community that we need to have EquiSearch come in. I think that'd be fantastic.
What is he doing? Am I the only person like thinking of DRUGS? Like he looks different in this video to me. And I'm not even trying to throw shade or nothing, but for real, he looks different. His lips are kind of. I'ma shut up. I'ma shut my mouth. I'ma digress. I digress. Yes, I do. Moving on.
I don't think we want to be unprofessional, but I think it's perfectly fine for the community to put a little pressure on them to bring in some extra resources. As people speaking bad about Seth, he's frustrated because he wants his baby back. Absolutely. Absolutely. You don't say. Interesting. Yes, I remember hearing him say that. It's reported in the very beginning that he was seen by a teacher getting in a vehicle. Yeah, I've heard that too. I've learned not to speculate because I still believe we've got some evidence that on my backup. What is Michelle, can you comment? I didn't see that text long enough, I guess. But yeah, I don't think, I'm trying to answer you guys' questions. Bear with me. They said he got in the garbage. Oh yeah, they said the garbage can was heavier than usual. Michelle, if you want to come up in the box, you're welcome, sister. Oh, that's K-Jen on her backup. K-Jen, you want to request to come up? I'd love to have you in the box. I mean, I don't think we want to be on.
Can anyone tell? Look how low his eyes are. I'm gonna have to go back to previous videos to see if his lips look the same way as they do this evening right here. Because this has me wondering. He's moving around quite a bit in one spot and moving on.
Unprofessional with law enforcement. Yes, Seth does have an attorney. But I think it's okay to put pressure on him. And I do agree that KP's got the answers. My personal opinion is that 3-hour phone call, if we had that phone call, I think that would hold the answers to everything. That's just my personal opinion. I think that's a big, big, big deal. But I think if EquiSearch is offered to help with Tim Miller and his resources, I honestly believe that we need to reach out to law enforcement and encourage them to bring EquiSearch in, because they've got a massive amount of resources, vehicles, horses, ATVs, boats. They've got a lot of resources. So I think that'd be fantastic. Yeah, Tim Miller is very, very good. I got a chance to meet some of those guys when they initially came into Corpus Christi. Real good guys. Need about 40 more followers. Oh, before it will let me do boxes on this.
Wrong EquiSearch, Tony. Tim is out of Texas, like you just said. This would be the Midwest.
Hey, would y'all go follow Cajun Girl, KAYJENGIRL? Would you please all go follow her? Everybody in the chat, go follow her. She's having to use a backup account. Yeah, Tim is amazing. Appreciate you guys following her. She's been really good to our team. Hopefully that'll get you where you need to be, Cajun Girl. Cajun's got her own platform. I think she had a friend that came to the vigil. Nicole, do you want to request to come up into the box, sister? Let's see what we got here. Oh, Michelle, there you go.
I'm so sorry, y'all, for this cutting out sometimes. I need to get me a new laptop, desktop, something. So I apologize.
Hello.
What's going on, sister?
Sorry, I had to switch off of my other account. I can't come up in on that account because I don't have, that's my like ghost account. I was like, I'm not coming up in that account. No way.
That's your top secret account.
Yeah, that's my quiet account.
So Michelle, you've
I'm sorry, y'all. I can't get over the fact how fidgety he is. Tell me I'm not the only person who's noticing this when watching this video back. In any other interview that Tony has been in, I do not recall him being fidgety like this. You can barely see his eyes. Or his lips seem to be doing something weird. Or he got Botox or injections or something. I said Botox, Lord. What the hell's going on?
obviously heard the Amber Alert that Karen and I have, correct?
No, so I've heard a lot today. Today was mind blowing for me on a lot of different things. I blocked a lot of people today.
Okay.
I unfollowed a lot of people, sadly. I
Yeah.
went through a lot of lives today, and I'll just be honest with you. I did not have YouTube for a long time until the Sebastian case. My daughters had it, they watch shows and stuff, but no, I did not. So what is the new? Is there something new that I missed?
Well, the original Amber Alert said that he was abducted in an unknown vehicle by Deputy Skaggs.
So they changed it.
Well, that was the very first one.
First one, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because remember, supposedly there was a vehicle inside, or not inside, in the area.
There's only one Amber Alert. There's another one if they're found. How many Amber Alerts do you guys get in your states? I'm here in Missouri. We get one to let you know of the information. And if they are found, you get another one. And it's usually if they're found pretty quickly after the Amber Alert goes out.
That night, remember?
Correct.
Was supposedly with like an Uber or whatever, but people can like, and I never knew this until after the case. Somebody said, "Did you know that they can actually like buy that stuff like Uber lights and all that?" I was like, "What?" I was like, "Are you?"
Y'all, did you see him not go back down to the table again before he grabbed that cup? Something is not right here. Y'all can call me crazy if you want to, whatever. It is what it is, but something is not right here. Like, not right at all. He's fidgeting. Is his butt hurting in this chair? Like, I don't get it. He keeps messing with his lips. He keeps tugging on the bill of his hat. What, like, look, are his eyes open or closed? Somebody please answer that for me. Open or closed? Like, I can't. I can't. Let's go a little. Let's see. I think this is right before he does it again.
I'll just be honest with you. I did not have YouTube for a long time until the Sebastian case. My daughters had it, they watch shows and stuff. But no, I did not. So what is the new? Is there something new that I missed?
Well, the original Amber Alert said that he was abducted in an unknown vehicle by Deputy Skaggs.
So they changed it.
Well, that was the very first one.
First one, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because remember, supposedly there was a vehicle inside, or not inside, in the area that night. Remember?
Correct.
Was supposedly with like an Uber or whatever, but people can like, and I never knew this until after the case. Somebody said, "Did you know that
There
they
he goes
can
again.
actually like buy that stuff like Uber lights and all that?" I was like, "What?" I was like, "Are you serious?"
Yeah. It's wild. It's uncommon for TBI to get some. It's not uncommon. Yeah. Lightning bug. I'm not super familiar with TBI, but I mean, Michelle, you live right there, right?
Yeah.
And I mean,
um,
so do you want to tell
Michelle is a
everybody?
real one. Yeah, I'm very blunt, y'all. A lot of people that I turned off my request for like my followers to come in here because I don't normally do like any kind of this on my TikTok.
He's so fidgety.
But I am 100% like very disappointed in this case. I'm not gonna lie. I have faith in LE, y'all. I really do. Which I'm from Clarksville. I'm not from Hendersonville or Gallatin area. But I definitely think there was a lot of stuff that was missed. I've actually searched. I cannot say I've searched like some others. I have been able to do what I can as far as because I have children. But I can tell you that there's a lot that does not add up in this case at all.
Yeah, I agree. And Michelle, do you want to speak to just kind of the overall vibe yesterday and all the way through dinner last night? I mean, Michelle's.
Oh yeah, I can totally speak for so yesterday when I arrived, which I didn't get to make it to the bike part, which I was so sad because I love to ride and stuff. So I definitely wanted to be there for that. But I was able to make it to the vigil and watch everybody come in. There was like over 100 to 200 bikers that came in. Yeah, the vibe was freaking amazing. There was probably like I don't know exactly how many Jeeps, but I want to say there was at least like 20 to 30, maybe even more Jeeps. Like it was crazy. I posted a lot of it on Facebook and stuff, and I haven't got around to putting it on my TikTok yet, but I will. The vibe was
Michelle, hold on just a second. Karen, if that's you, if that's our Karen, if you want to request to come up, we can get the whole crew up here. You're certainly welcome. We'd love to have you. So go ahead, Michelle.
She doesn't have enough followers, I don't think. She only has like 2 or 3. Yeah, so yeah, almost 300 motorcycles. Yeah. So I haven't posted it yet. I will post all that on my TikTok. I just haven't done it yet. But overall, like the vibe itself, it was amazing, y'all. It was amazing. So many people showed up. We had obviously they had a chaplain and then another guy that prayed, and then I think his name is Don Schmidt I forget what he is there. Because I don't want to put I don't want to say like too much that's wrong, or misspoke somebody's name. Y'all, these people, there was no drama. There was none, like absolutely none. Like it was phenomenal. These people showed up, and I think Chris, Melissa's husband, said the best, like in the live that you posted on Facebook. He said, "You know what? We're not here for any drama. We're not here for none of that. This is for Sebastian. Like the hell with all the rest of that craziness. Like this is what we're here for." And it was amazing. And after we had the ride, the vigil part, everybody got to get hot dogs that stayed. They had a great turnout. We got to meet some amazing people that came from all over, from freaking California, Texas, all over. I mean, literally, some of them had been in like 2 or 3 rides in one day. And then after that,
He is making me so uncomfortable. I'm gonna have Greg, who I know I'm new to this YouTube world, these YouTube streets that y'all call it. Greg, for those of you who do not know, and I hope you like and subscribe and get to know more of me, and you'll probably see Greg's sooner than later. But I asked him if he'd come up here and see if he can tell the same thing that I tell about how fidgety he is. It's irking me.
That we all, some of us went to dinner and we got to actually, me, Tony, and some other actually went to dinner last night and actually got to have like a real sit down conversation. And it was nice, y'all. Like it was nice.
And just so y'all know,
And
Michelle
Steven was there.
and I probably talked on the phone, I don't know, 40 or 50 times. Is that fair, Michelle?
It feels like that. Yeah. We're
Yeah,
probably calling each other back and forth all the time.
Yeah, we've never met in person before. And I got to tell you, between Karen and Michelle, that was probably one of the highlights of my day, was being able to finally meet them. But
Oh yeah, that was awesome. As soon as I saw y'all pull up, I was like, I looked at Karen, I was like, where's Tony? She was like, I think he's up there. I was like, I gotta go say hi. I think it's Karen or somebody. I was like, hey, I gotta go find Tony. I gotta go meet him. I was like, we've talked 100 times.
well, and for me, guys, just so you know, I mean, so I had all these people in a matter of 24 hours. I had never met Seth in person. That was obviously a huge deal, biggest deal. Never met Michelle, never met Karen.
No, we've all been working as a team behind the scenes.
That's right. And then you add to that, I've talked to Pascal 100 times, never met him. Met him. Talked to Stephen Crabtree 100 times, never met him. Met him in person.
Oh, that was so awesome. Meeting freaking Pascal and Steven and Tira, all of them. That was, I mean, it was amazing that they came out and they supported and all that. But I will tell y'all something funny. Pascal, he is tall as crap, y'all. He is like, he should have been an NBA player. I told him, I was like, are you sure you're playing basketball?
You know what he told us is that he wrestled and ran track.
Really?
Yeah, that's what he told us when we talked to him about that.
The first thing I thought was, I've always liked him. He's like one of the realest creators of YouTube out there since I started even getting on YouTube. And so I was really like ecstatic to actually meet him and talk to him in person. But I told him, I was like, man, I didn't realize you're this tall sitting up here. Like, he's in the chair.
Well,
Okay, so I brought Greg in to see if he notices what I've been talking about. So give it a minute.
I had never met T-Rev in person. I got to meet him.
Yeah, me neither. He was amazing.
Yeah, and then Steven and I went and hung out with Justin on TikTok for a little while, and I've talked to him 100 times. Him and his wife, they're great people, and I never met him. So basically, everybody.
Oh, you got to meet Justin?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, yeah, and we met Steven too, by the way. And Steven is an amazing person. I will vouch for that.
Yeah, so obviously the most exciting part of the weekend was the feeling at Rudders and just the overall positive weekend.
The overall positive everything. Like it was just the turnout for Sebastian. So I never was able to go to any of the smaller vigils. I would say they were in the very beginning. The first actual vigil I was actually able to ever attend was the bridge, which they said had been the next biggest one, but this one by far it blew it out of the water. Like, and I'm really hoping, and I'm going to get with my family and I'm going to get with Seth and you and Karen and everybody. I'm hoping to at least have some more rides this summer and get different groups to help put them on. And even ask my family if we can actually leave from there, maybe from here at Appleton's and Clarksville to ride to Hendersonville. So it would be a longer ride.
Yeah.
But it would be a big turnout for sure.
KESHA, is that you?
Okay, yeah, it's me.
How you
I
doing?
went out and came back in. I have enough now, but it's not updated yet to let me get the boxes.
I got you.
Until we
Michelle,
bring him
do
home.
you want to tell them what happened with Sumner County as far as not escorting us and then pulling a couple of our cars over?
Oh, so yeah, I'll say this, y'all. Which I was not there for this, but I did hear this very much out of very few people. And I don't want to be just tacky, but to me it is tacky because absolutely in Clarksville police would never ever. I'm telling you right now, y'all. I have watched them. They have escorted us. They block off the roads for when we have bikers who care any rides that we have. Anything. I'm serious. Like I'm not joking. Anything here.
Okay, Greg. What is it that you notice about his behavior, and you know nothing about him? You haven't seen or heard anything about this case? Well, I've told you a little bit, but what is what is your opinion watching him for just a short amount of time?
He looks like he's on something.
Why do you say that?
He's fidgety and erratic, which means he's either coming down or he's been on something for a while.
Does it not, like, I feel like he's still doing something when he leans off the camera.
Oh, I have no idea. I can't speak.
That's like the third or fourth time he's done that.
That could just be some kind of.
He'll lean off the camera and go like that, and then he'll come up and he'll wipe his lip, and he keeps rubbing his lips, and then he'll do the bill of his hat, and then he'll go like this and do this tapping against the temples with his fingers.
Yeah, that's usually kind of an amphetamine type behavior. Not that I know from personal
Okay.
experience.
Thank you. I'll put that back up against the door. Thanks.
We always have a cop escort or block off the roads and stuff. Like you never get turned away for that. So they actually were told that they could not block off or escort or anything like that. Because of the carnival that's not even in town from what I understand until next week. And but they had 2 people pulled over or something, right? Wasn't it 2 people pulled over?
2 people that were lead cars for us that had their hazards on, so they didn't have the
Oh yeah, so
resources.
they pulled over the people that were leading
Mhm.
the ride. They pulled them over, but they couldn't escort the ride. So yes, to me that was very tacky. It did not look good on them at all. I can tell you because from where I'm from here, yeah, no, that would never happen.
Yeah,
ever.
Candace, we tried to get a permit, but they told us that they wouldn't issue a permit because they didn't have the manpower. So that was the problem.
But here's the thing, even if you don't have that, okay, like let's just say this, okay, and like just being not me being because I I have to like keep my feelings to myself sometimes. Let's just say that even if they didn't have that, why would you pull over the cars that are escorting a benefit ride for a child? Like they're not doing it because of whatever. You know what they're doing. Like, come on now, everybody. You can't tell me everybody in that town didn't know what was going on. We've been blasting it for weeks now. There's been posters, signs, visuals, like flyers, everything. Like when you see a bunch of bikes, come on,
Yeah.
No, he did not. They did not have any part. Okay, I'm going to clear this up, and I don't want to speak on it honestly anymore. I don't like speaking on them. Not to be rude or anything. I just don't like to get in that drama. But
You be you.
yeah, you don't want me to be me.
Yeah, I do.
They no, you don't. I promise. Okay. So let me just be completely clear when it comes to Katie and Chris, okay? Because I'm not gonna hold back on this anymore. Nobody would have mobbed them. Like I've seen people say, "Oh, why would they come?" Blah blah. I'm gonna be 100% with you. Nobody would have ever done anything to them had they came to that. Okay. We actually had it at a different location to benefit them. Okay. And when we found out about a week or 2 ago that they were no longer going to be coming, period, at all, that's when it was moved. So we actually did it at the church for them. And then when we found out they said they were no longer going to come. And I mean, that's their prerogative. If they don't want to come, that's fine. That's up to them.
But the point is, we tried to accommodate them because they
The
wanted.
point is, yes, we try to unite. We try to accommodate, no matter our feelings, nothing, no matter anything whatever we put it. Listen, y'all, if I can put my feelings aside, a lot of people can because this case has been so close to me. But I literally was like hoping that they would actually show up. I was praying and hoping that they would show up for this one because to me, at the end of the day, I feel like this is how I feel. I feel like if you're able to go out in public and do anything, and I'm not just talking trash, I would say this to any parent. I feel like if you're able to go ride your motorcycle or you're able to go do this and that, there is absolutely no reason. I do not care that you could not attend your child's vigil, period. I don't care. Y'all, if it was me, you would have to hurt me from stopping to attend. Even if you came, you didn't have to come and be right there up in the middle of the center of attention with everybody, You could have still came to the parking lot and watched from afar. But trust me, no. So the way I feel is, we went out of our way to try to accommodate them, and then we changed it because at this point, obviously, there's no more of that anymore.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I don't think there's any disputing how our team feels, but the one time that you put that aside is when you're having a vigil in a situation like that.
Oh yeah, no matter what, nobody in their right mind would have acted out if they would have showed up. Honest to God, I think if they would have showed up, seriously, it would have changed.
I think you muted yourself, Michelle.
I'm just waiting on her to get done before I say anything. I'm just letting her have her time.
I think she muted herself.
Yeah.
At least it looks that way. She's okay. She paused it. Jen, how are you this evening, sister?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good.
I'm sorry, I had a call.
Okay.
I did have a call come in. I'm sorry.
She's a hot
If
mess.
I have another call, I'm about to turn my phone on do not. Hey, if I turn my phone on do not disturb, I do have a call, and I need to make a phone call here in a minute. But I just wanted to finish this. To me, I think if they would show up to something like that, and obviously, no, they don't owe the public an opinion to anything. Okay, they truthfully don't. If they don't want to, they don't have to. But I think if they would have showed up, it might have even would have changed some people's opinions. Like people to actually reach out to even say, hey, do you want help? Do you want this? Like, would you like us to look in these areas? Would you like?
She's about to get bananaed by me.
Oh man.
So, Cajun, what was your friend's name that came?
Leah.
Okay. So another really cool story about the day is Cajun called me and said, hey, my friend Leah's coming. She's got a gift for Seth. Very, very sweet girl, wearing all green, which was awesome. She showed up and, I'm not one to try to get like pictures and video of every little moment because I think that some of those moments just need to happen. But she gave Seth a hug and she started bawling. And I'll tell you, I don't get choked up much, but I got choked up when that happened.
Mm.
And she also gave Seth like a Stanley Cup or something. And I mean, it said something about, like that. It was really, really cool. Very, very cool moment that kind of had to be there to appreciate.
Yeah, she sent me a picture of it. She's a sweet girl. I've never actually met her in person, but she's a sweet girl.
Yeah, and she was there from the start to the finish. But Michelle, if you think you could grace us with your presence, quit taking those stupid phone calls.
I just listen. Can you hear me now? I
Yeah.
just asked for 5 minutes. I was like, can I call you back in 5 minutes? I just had 3 phone calls in a row. I was like, holy crap.
But yeah, I can say this: the bikers weren't going to let anybody get attacked. It didn't matter whether it was Seth or it was CP and KP, and
Right.
they had every opportunity to just show up and it's very fake to assume how anyone should grieve. Yeah, well, I don't think we're saying how anybody should grieve, and please be
No,
respectful.
absolutely not. I literally just said that they did not have to, that they can do their own thing. I know that they had said on somebody else's show something about that they would like to do stuff with the community and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I feel like, here's the thing, y'all, a vigil, even though like Seth's there, it's not just for Seth. Like that vigil is for Sebastian. It's for everybody to come together and unite. Like that's one place that I feel like you should be able to unite with everyone.
That's right.
Yeah,
There was people from all over. I mean, people from California and Texas, and there was people live streaming and watching in Australia and stuff. Like it was crazy.
yeah, Brenda, I get what you're saying. Instead of having a bike ride yesterday, so you have to understand that the biker gangs, they have bike rides just as a show of respect.
Okay, so yeah, can I address that, please?
Yeah.
Because that really bites my. Okay, so Brenda, here's the thing: we do a lot of awareness rides. My family actually owns a dealership, and doing a lot of awareness rides. I don't know if you've ever heard of like different, like the 615 boys that came out. They were amazing. That's who put on that ride. I also know Bikers Who Care, which do a lot of rides and do a lot for like the Camp Rainbow, which benefits handicap kids that aren't able. I don't know if I should say it like that, but kids that are not able to go to camp and do certain things without going to Camp Rainbow. They have nurses. They have people that are there to help them do everything. Like they benefit stuff like that. And also at the same time, a lot of us have been searching, but we definitely really will always take people to help volunteer and help pass out flyers, search, etc. So we more than welcome you.
Michelle, just honestly, guys, I'm trying my best to answer everybody's questions. I did not bash the police in any way, shape, or form. I simply said, and I made it clear that I'm not being disrespectful to them, but I think some of the misinformation that's been put out is confusing to people. I live in Oklahoma. We're raised here to back the blue. I support the blue. I'm simply saying that if you come out with the information, then you've set everybody straight, including myself. There will never be any bashing.
Hey, pot, meat kettle. Misinformation much?
I can disagree with how they're doing things. I'm not going to be disrespectful to them at all. It's not how I'm built.
No, he did not bash.
Yeah, I mean,
Nobody's bashed them, and honestly, I don't know if CP ever had. Honest to God, I don't know if he ever had a thought about putting on a bike ride. I know Melissa and them, the ones that put it on, they did think that he was going to at first, and so they kind of like held off for a while because then they were waiting to see. And then when he didn't, they decided to go ahead and put on theirs, and it literally came together in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Nobody ever bashed anybody. We literally said that.
I mean,
we don't understand the escort part.
Live, laugh, love. If you want to send a request, I'm certainly open to hearing the different.
Oh dang! My husband is a police officer, and I think the police aren't doing a great job on this case.
Yeah, live, laugh, love. If you have enough to come up into the box, you're certainly welcome to do that. I've given all you guys an opportunity to to come up and have a conversation.
I see people asking me questions. I don't usually answer questions on social media, obviously, because I know everybody records on social media. Like I already know which lives, who does, and all that. Trust me, I've been around. TikTok is like one of my big things. So, when people are like, "Does Michelle know this?" Michelle, I'm not going to talk about what I know on here. Honestly, I just don't feel comfortable doing that.
And can I say something, please?
Yeah,
Guys, please give Tony a chance. For those of you that think he's a bad guy, he's not. You got to stop and think about what Tony walked into with this whole case. He's doing the very best he can, and I think he's doing a fabulous job. He is doing what Seth needs him to do right now. And let's just all support him as respectful and understand he is a very good guy. He's doing his best. And what you see is what you get with Tony. He's the same behind the camera as he is in front of the camera. He's real.
And Angel, I'll answer your question because again, I'm always trying to take the high road. Why do you think coming in every night and debating is a good idea for a quote unquote spokesperson? First off, Seth wants me to be on TikTok talking about his son every ounce of the time that I can give him. I'm not debating. I'm simply having a conversation with people about the case. I'm giving opinions on where I think we're at. I'm talking about a child's visual, and no disrespect at all, but you're not forced to come in and join the live. I mean, if you don't like me,
A child's vigil. For the love of God, people, it is a vigil, not a visual. My goodness. I can't.
or you don't think I'm doing a good job, I'm not going to fire back at you. I'm simply saying you don't have to be here.
Absolutely.
I'm doing what my boss asked me to do, and I created, with Chase's help, my own platform to try to keep the drama out, and that's what I'm trying to do.
Thank you for all of you that are showing your support.
Yeah, much love to you guys. I mean, this job is thankless. It's just, Jenny, you're exactly right. So, but I'm just here to try to help a guy in need. I didn't ask him here, and I love Seth, and there's nothing I wouldn't do for him, quite frankly. One bless Mama, how are you this evening?
I'm doing good. How have you been? I know you've been real busy.
Yeah, I've been busy. It's actually been it's been a pretty good 48 hours. Thank you, Lauren. Thank you, DJ. Tennessee was beautiful. I had literally never met anybody on my team, and feel very blessed to be a part of the team. So it's been a cool.
You never met anybody on your team? Come on. Come on. Like, every day the team gets drastically larger. What is really going on, and who's the rest of the damn team? How many more people how many are going to be added tonight? How many were added yesterday or Sunday? Sorry. I'm so confused.
Cool 48 hours. It's been a long 48 hours or whatever, but I just think the whole weekend was positive.
That's great to hear. I was just going to jump up and let everybody know that if we can't be respectful in the chat, we're just going to start muting people because the drama's got to stop at some point.
Absolutely.
Yeah, what I'll say to you guys is that you can go look at every interview I've ever done, every live I've ever done, dating back to the early days with Caleb. And one thing I was raised to never do is to disrespect somebody that didn't deserve to be disrespected. Meaning I've met them, they've done something to me, whatever, and you'll never find anything I've ever said to anybody that was disrespectful. And that's all I ask in return is I'm doing a tough job. I'm not getting paid to do it. I was asked to do it, made it clear that I didn't want to do it, and still decided to do it. And when I did, I'm going to see it through. I'm going to stand by Seth's side till we bring this boy home. And I'm going to do the job to the best of my abilities. And you have to remember that there is no specific definition of a spokesperson. That job is exactly what the Father wants it to be. And my job is much different for Seth than it was for Randy. But I don't do anything that Seth hasn't asked me to do. So, if you don't like what I'm doing, then you're disrespecting Seth and not just me. So just keep that in mind. I mean, this is about him and his son.
Well, honestly, I see it more as your Seth's friend who he has asked to speak for him.
Correct. So,
I beg to differ because I am not being disrespectful. I am entitled to my opinion, just like he was just giving that little statement he did. So, next.
I get plenty of hate out there, and I'm a big boy. I can handle it. But I've never done anything to anybody on any of these chats or in person. And I've treated people with kindness that treated me like a dog, and I still treat them with kindness. So I don't know what else I could do to be, whatever. So, but you guys are here because you want to be here, and I love you guys that are here because you want to be here. I'm not forcing you to be here. And I'll tell you what, I've met some amazing, amazing people in the TikTok community. I mean, KHM's become a friend. I'd say we probably average a couple phone calls a day. Is that fair?
Yeah, at least.
Yeah, and text back and forth. And I've just met some great people. I mean, I'm blessed to have met some of the content creators, some of those people I mentioned that I met, and just feel blessed. And I feel blessed to be in this position. And there's a lot of long days and nights and whatever. But when Seth looked across the breakfast table this morning at the IHOP and said, "Brother, you don't know how much I appreciate you." I mean, that kept me going. That'll keep me going for a long time.
He
Tony,
almost
someone
like
in
you
the
have
comments.
peace about him.
Say
I
what?
appreciate
Someone in the comments. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying Seth looked like he had a peace about him that he hasn't had in a while.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's any secret that he lost his cool a little bit, or maybe a lot Saturday night. But I think that he needed to vent. I think he needed to, I think he needed to get some things off of his chest. And I'll tell you, 20 minutes after he got that out of his system, he was smiling and laughing and joking. And giving the girls on the team a hard time. And I mean, that's the Seth we love. I think, let me see here. I think that Stephen Crabtree, when we talked today, he told me that he didn't realize that Seth was that full of personality, and he said he just had the time of his life with him. So, Raina, how are you doing this evening, sister?
Hi, how are you all doing?
Good.
Good.
Appreciate you coming up.
Thank you for allowing me to jump in the box.
Yes,
First of
ma'am.
all, I'm praying and I'm holding out hope in Jesus' name. And I know that may not set well with some people, but that's my belief.
Amen.
And I watched the event yesterday, and it was beautiful. It was a spirit there. I feel like that there was a mighty move of God,
I agree.
and I feel that either way, that peace and content, seeing Seth, and even though he is, oh Lord, I couldn't imagine what that man's going through, or any of those family members, any of them. But I did see a lot of peace with him. And it was a good day. It was a beautiful day for that, to see that. And I kind of want to ask you this, Tony, if that's okay.
Anything.
Do you think, because I'm going to be honest with you, and I'm not trying to like stir up anything, I'm really not. Do you think that social media and some content creators are just making things a lot harder?
That last movement wasn't suspicious to y'all? Come on, somebody has had to see what I see. Watch this.
Appreciate you coming up.
Thank you for allowing me to jump in the box.
Yes,
First of
ma'am.
all, I'm praying and I'm holding out hope in Jesus' name. And I know that may not set well with some people, but that's my belief.
Amen.
And I watched the event yesterday, and it was beautiful. It was a spirit there. I feel like that there was a mighty move of God,
I agree.
and I feel that either way, that peace and content, seeing Seth, and even though he is, oh Lord, I couldn't imagine what that man's going through, or any of those family members, any of them. But I did see a lot of peace with him.
A lot of
And
no
it was a
swiping.
good day. It was a beautiful day for that, to see that. And I kind of want to ask you this, Tony, if that's okay.
Anything.
Do you think, because I'm going to be honest with you, and I'm not trying to like stir up anything, I'm really not. Content creators are just
What was
making things
that?
a lot harder in this case than what it needs to be. And that's just like, I'm sorry, that's just my question. I'll jump down
Gosh,
that way.
this
Somebody
one
else
way.
can get in the box.
You can stay up, sister. There's still one left. There's no problem.
Okay.
Yes, I do. I think that the message I've tried to send to content creators, I'm not a content creator. I'm an old guy who's using a really cool platform to talk and have discussion about this case. And I believe in the power of TikTok being able to deliver a lot of information,
52 years, to be exact.
and honestly, guys, I'll say, every one of my lives gets recorded. I don't think that's a secret to anybody anymore. And Ashley, you're 100% right. 100%. I think that my plea to content creators has been, when you go home at night, or when you go to bed at night, or when you look your kids in the eyes, if you have kids, the question I would challenge you to ask yourself is, am I using my platform for good? And if the answer to that is no, then there's still time to change that. And so many of these content creators have big platforms and big audiences, and they're not doing any good with their platform. And you don't have to like the people involved in the case, but at the end of the day, 99% of the people involved in these cases, they're volunteers. I mean, they're not people that are getting paid. And there are people involved that are involved because they want notoriety and they want this and they want that. But most of the people involved don't have.
Oh.
I don't have it.
Did he just tell himself there are people involved because they want notoriety?
And so many of these content creators have big platforms and big audiences, and they're not doing any good with their platform. And you don't have to like the people involved in the case, but at the end of the day, 99% of the people involved in these cases, they're volunteers. I mean, they're not people that are getting paid. And there are people involved that are involved because they want notoriety and they want this and they want that. But most of the people involved don't have, I don't have any kind of platform I'm trying to build. When this case is over, this page will be turned over to Seth. Caleb's page will be turned over to Randy. Every little couple $3 here or there, I mean, those go to those guys. But I do think, to your question, to make a short story long, I do think that there's content creators that simply don't do good.
He said to make a short story long. I know y'all got that. To make a short story long. Let's do that again.
And so many of these content creators have big platforms and big audiences, and they're just not doing that. There's content creators that simply don't do good with their platform. And I don't think that, criticizing people or, creating a platform and a bunch of followers where it's just criticizing people. I wouldn't want to tell one of my children when they asked what I did for a living that I sit and make fun of people on my platform. I just wouldn't want to do that. That's just not me. And it's okay for people to have opinions, but there's a child that's missing here. And if you take the top 20 or 30 true crime YouTube platforms and let's say the top 20 or 30 TikTok platforms and so on and so forth, imagine the good we could do if all those people were doing something positive. And that's what, that's probably my impossible dream.
Yes, and I agree with that completely, like 100%, because it takes unity in everything within
There
the
he goes
family, even
again.
though that is difficult, and even in in the community everywhere. But I'm praying, and please relay that to Seth that that I pray that my family we are praying and standing in agreement that boy will be brought home, and I'm praying for peace and love for all of them. So y'all have a good night and God bless you all.
God
You
bless
too.
you.
Thank you. Coley and I were actually talking today, and we decided we want to do like a TikTok event kind of thing where we're going to reach out to other creators that are doing this for the right reasons and try to all come together on one day, and we take turns going to each other's platforms to show unity and support. We want to call it Sebastian's Army United.
I think that's a great idea. I mean, I think that in life, if you get enough good people, I think that you can outweigh the bad people, if that makes sense.
That's right.
Tony, there's a question in the comments that's over and over. It says, Tony, do you know if they have looked at the satellite imaging of Sebastian's home that day and night?
It's funny
I gotta
that
go
they keep
back to.
saying that, or not funny, but
Didn't
it's
even hear
interesting
it.
because
And try to all come together on one day, and we take turns going to each other's platform. We want to call it Sebastian's Army United.
I think that's a great idea. I mean, I think that in life, if you get enough good people, I think that you can outweigh the bad people, if that makes sense.
That's right.
Tony, there's a question in the comments that's over and over. It says, Tony, do you know if they have looked at the satellite imaging of Sebastian's home that day and night?
It's funny that they keep saying that, or not funny, but it's interesting because when I was on my drive home, I think that I heard somebody call into T-Rev's show and ask that question. And quite honestly, I'm not sure how that works. I mean, if whoever's asking that could request to come up in a box, I'd love to have a discussion about that, because we're willing to do anything that that helps the case. I'm just not sure how satellite imaging works, and if how you would go about pulling that data. I mean, I just don't really understand it, quite honestly.
And I know everyone has a lot of questions, but we also have to remember that Tony is just a spokesperson. He's not the PI, and he's just coming into the case and everything. So be patient with your questions, because he's not had time to actually do a lot of hardcore investigation, if that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, just to give you guys an idea as to how bad the drama has gotten, Jenny, you're 100% right. You've got some really good comments. You should come up in the box. I showed up at this event, and there has been so much bad involved in this case that I show up to an event and a vigil, and my number one job is to stand next to Seth and not let him leave my sight so that nobody can get close to him, because everybody is just doing everything.
So no one can get close to him? That's
You've got guys
rude.
that are carrying pews with them and everything else at a child's vigil. And I think that tells us as a group where we've gone wrong. And
Vigil.
it's just sad. I mean, there should be nobody that has to be protected at a vigil. I mean, I think that's terrible.
No, you are so right there.
And I think that's, that kind of shows us what we've done to this point, and it's never too late to change. But
That's right.
it's one of those things where some of these folks are going to have to change 180 degrees. No,
Like
Taylor,
you,
that's not
Tony.
good. I mean, that's one of the first things I picked up on.
Several want to know about any upcoming searches that you know of.
Well, I talked early on before you got on, Cajun, about, I saw an article today that EquiSearch has been in contact with TBI, and they've made it clear that if they're asked to come in, they will come in. Well, I would say that's one of the top search organizations in America. So I encourage everybody to reach out to TBI and tell them that we would love to see EquiSearch involved in the case. I just think that would be remarkable. And I mean, you talk about a group of people that are strong with manpower and equipment. I mean, I think they're just as good as it is.
Can't you reach
Tony,
out?
the comment that was made earlier about the Amber Alert of him getting in an unknown vehicle, Well, my question would be, if they knew he got in an unknown vehicle, why would they not know
He's about
what type of vehicle
to
it is?
lean over again.
Well, I don't know the answer to that, but I know the recording is very clear. It's Deputy Skaggs. And he says clearly that it is an abduction in an unknown vehicle. And I'll tell you, that just absolutely attention, because, you know, again, I'm not being, hey, looks like Michelle's backing off her phone.
Well, with that
Yeah,
announcement,
I'll make
wouldn't,
a call.
I mean, whoever, wouldn't it have to be like an eyewitness, video footage?
That's kind of my whole point. I mean, absolutely. I mean, I don't think that we don't, now there is a component to Amber Alerts. My understanding is that if it's a special needs child, I mean, you know, potentially an autistic child, that maybe they would still issue an Amber Alert for a runaway, but that's not what they said. What they said was it was an abduction in an unknown vehicle. And, you know, I am the last guy to be, now I'll put pressure on law enforcement, and I won't do it out of disrespect. I do believe in this case that Seth Rogers deserves more communication as a father than what he is getting, which is virtually none. I talked to him on the phone about 4 o'clock today, I guess, maybe 6 o'clock tonight, I guess. And I asked him about his conversations with Agent Simmons and then one of the guys from Sumner County. And he told me that every time that he talks to them, that he feels like he's bothering them. And I think that's a problem.
Well, do they give CP and KP any information that you know of?
I think that Seth feels like that they communicate better with them, but I can't verify
Well,
that. You know.
I'll say usually, and I know a lot of people are not going to agree with this, okay, and I don't agree with it either, but a lot of times
He's
when
about
stuff
to bend
happens
over.
inside the home, even as far as CPS and everything like that, because I've actually been in a situation before, they actually do deal with where it happens more
Told
so
you.
than the actual,
What's he
it's
keep
tough
putting
to
in
say,
his
than
mouth?
actual father. That is
Well, I've
true.
said, you
That
know, I
actually,
have
it
said
happens
from,
in CPS cases all the time. Like, I know a lot of people
What
don't
is
believe
in his
that,
mouth
but
right now?
y'all, I'm here to tell you 100%. I know it happens.
Yeah, and you know, I don't always believe that perception is reality. I mean, I know that everybody says that. I try to give everybody the benefit of the doubt. It's no different than if somebody says, hey, you know, such and such is no good. Well, I'm gonna make, you know, my own
Can
decision.
you make me a mod, please?
Can you fix
just 1 second. I'm going to address a question in the
give me
comment.
full mod, Tony?
How do I
Give
do
me
that?
full mod. There's a one box that you got to check to make sure.
You just,
that
yeah,
it's on.
so hit my thing and then hit.
This droid plays.
Yeah. Make sure you check that for mine too.
I would like to
Where do I have to go
know
on
exactly
that?
what you might be referring to.
Under the mods, there's some little, you got to make sure that they're turned on. There's one that's not on by default. You need to turn that one on.
Where do I find that? Do I click on your name or picture or what?
Go under settings,
Hold
down
on,
where your
here,
guests
click-
are, and go to
or you should-
moderators.
Yeah, or you should just be able to click on my picture and then hit the 3 little dots or whatever. I don't know if it's changed since.
Moderators.
Why are they talking over
One
each
less
other? My
mod,
God.
manage guests. Okay.
Yeah, okay,
Yes.
Yeah,
So you've got that. Give me just a second. Michelle, I don't have you as a mod. How do I get you as a mod?
I just commented in the comments. Okay, see my comment in the comments? Click on my picture and then hit,
I can do that if I can. Oh, there you are.
yeah, click on my picture and then do it that way.
All right. Add moderator. Check all the boxes. All right. There you go. We got some people that need to go bye-bye.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to find out, talking about bringing felons into a search is not helping Seth. Why are you doing that? Number one, I would like to know who you might be referring to.
I know where they're going with this, but I'm gonna stop this real quick because I've had about all I can take with the whole Nina situation and
He
people
thought
bashing
he
and all
was
that. Okay,
trolling.
because let's be honest, y'all. And I made a quote the other day, or I made a thing in the Facebook group. Honestly, I really did. And I said, here's the thing. So we have famous artists out here, right, that have turned their lives completely around, that are convicted felons, and we got paid to go watch them. We pay to go do this. We ask them for their support. I've seen people in TikTok groups that are a part of Sebastian's army, right? Or they're supposed to be spreading awareness, okay? And I've seen them tagging these people, and I'm like, do y'all realize y'all are talking about people that want to volunteer their time, volunteer this, volunteer that, whatever, but you're tagging people that are convicted felons too. So at the same time, the way I look at it, honestly, is there a certain limit on certain things? Yes. Do I think there should be pedophiles brought in? Absolutely. Hell no. No. Do I think that there should be certain other things? No. But at the end of the day, here's the thing, y'all. This is not our child that's missing. Period. This is not our child at all.
And it's comments like this that take away from Sebastian. Let me make that
Yes.
very, very clear.
People are more
Please
stuck on
do
all
not
of
come
that.
in here and take away from Sebastian.
And here's the sad thing, guys, is everybody that's been here since we kicked this live off, and Southwest 4x4, you're welcome to come into the box. It's probably easier that way. I'm glad to answer any question, but I'm literally trying to not have any drama. I'm trying to keep it positive, and I get criticized for being responsible for drama, and I'm trying to create a platform where everybody is here to help find this child. And you know,
Right.
it's just not helping.
I literally used to deal with a bunch of people that were recovering addicts actually. And y'all, a lot of them are doing amazing things. Now there's certain things that they probably still cannot do till this day because of their past. Okay. But they have completely turned their life around. Some of them have started programs, have done a lot. And that's the thing. All these people out here that are running their mouth and talking crap and all that. Let me tell you something, because I've done some background searches on some people, and I'm not going to list names, but there's skeletons in everybody, and nobody is perfect. So if you think you're perfect, none of us are perfect parents. None of us are a perfect person, period. And at the end of the day, it's not our place to judge so and so and so and so. And yeah, everybody that came in after Tony and whatever, like, y'all, seriously, it's beyond, like, if you're here for Sebastian, then be here for Sebastian. If you're going to spread awareness, like, we want to be able to get him out everywhere. We have posted flyers, we have sent flyers. I am now working together to get bracelets and flyers and magnets together and to mail them to people across the US. I started that today to give people's addresses, and I am personally going to mail them out of my own pocket to mail to get it out further, so people have stuff out there. Like, make it positive for Sebastian. Like, the drama needs to stop. Wondering why this person, just stop. Like, either, like, and I'm going to tell you, a lot of times when people do that, the first thing I do is I go to your photo. I'm not going to lie. If you do it on Facebook, I go to your photo. And if you have not shared Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers one time on your page, I don't want to hear nothing, because at the end of the day, that is who we are here for. That is who we are supposed to be supporting and to be spreading awareness. Like, sometimes y'all, just the trolls, they like to have fun with it, and you just got to ignore them. Like, the less we worry about them and the less we, of course.
Well, there's a way to stop it. From now on, when we see it in the chat, we'll just instantly mute. We're not going to address it anymore.
Yeah, I agree. You're
the best way to handle it.
Here's the other thing too. In Southwest 4x4, I want to hear your question.
I see your text.
Okay. Comment again so I can change that. Cajun. I don't know anybody that doesn't like Jelly Roll. And
that's who I was talking about. That's who I wrote about in Facebook. I
Yeah.
said Jelly Roll is like, he is a felon, but he turned his whole life around, and he's doing amazing
And
things.
I don't know if y'all realize this or not, but Bunny, his wife, has shared Sebastian's photo.
Yeah, she did.
Southwest, go ahead.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
I have a quick question in regards to, I don't know if you remember this, it's before your time, unfortunately, I think before you started working with Seth, but we started a petition to get the TBI to work with the FBI.
Yes, ma'am. The change.org petition.
What happened with that?
Well, unfortunately, like I addressed that in a live early on, that you could have 1 million signatures, but that's just not how the process works. So until they decide to turn the case over, or until there is there's 4 or 5 reasons that the FBI would actually take the lead on the case. It's either got to be one of those reasons, or it's got to be Sumner County asking them to take the case over. Now, we can put pressure on Sumner County that if they don't provide answers or they don't have answers, to elevate the case. But it's ultimately, in this case, it's going to be their call.
Okay, that's
And people can go to the Capitol. I mean, you own the Capitol. To be honest with you, the people of Tennessee, go to the Capitol, take it straight to the top, demand answers. They work for us.
They do. And I mean, if it's a city police department, you can go to your city council members and talk to them about, what you feel like are deficiencies as a citizen.
That's absolutely correct.
And I know in Caleb's case, they begged everybody not to go to the city council meeting. And, I told Randy, I said, we don't need to encourage them, but I don't think it's bad if they go to the city council meeting and demand answers. I mean, they are public servants, and by definition, they serve the public.
That's absolutely correct. There's always someone's head that you can go over if you're not getting answers, or, you're being neglected. And I truly believe, Tony, that there's a lot of information that Ellie knows that we don't know. And I truly believe that there is a case being built. So that's why everything is so hush hush. But, Seth still has the right. I feel that in my heart, and I've been saying it for a very long time now. Even, on Chase's lives and things, I really feel like there's more to the story that they know that, of course, we're not going to know. But I truly feel like there is a case being built.
Yeah, I hope you're right. I really do. I really do.
And Tony, why do you continuously take to TikTok instead of going onto YouTube's?
I don't really care for the YouTube platform. I can reach more people quicker on TikTok. When I come on TikTok, when I have people in the box, their followers come over, and I can get an audience of, some nights we've had 700, 800, 1,000, 1,200. And quite frankly, most of my lives end up being recorded and end up on YouTube anyway. So it's just an easier platform for me. It's easier to get on. I can jump on from my phone, and it's just, I don't really have a YouTube platform to do that on.
Even our little 30-minute one from last night made it.
Right.
I think I have access now to get on my other one, so I can hop down on this one and come up on my actual account, my backup. So I'll hop out and I'll come right back.
Okay.
You do know that T-Rep will have you on any night of the week.
Yeah. The problem is that when we jump on TikTok, we can get a group of like-minded people. And if we don't allow any kind of negativity, and I talked to T-Rev about this at dinner, and I love T-Rev, he's a great guy. But anytime you do a call-in show, you're creating a platform potentially for drama. And there's been so much drama in this case that, I mean, I just, we have a lot of moderators, and we can control what goes on here a lot better than we can on a call-in show. T-Rev does a good job of trying to control it, but it's just a better platform in my opinion, and that's just my opinion. I mean, I don't have anything against YouTube.
So
Yeah.
do you have an email
Apparently.
that people can reach you?
We have, we are Sebastian's Army at gmail.com. And anybody can reach me regarding the case or whatever at that email for sure.
Did he? I'm glad. T-Rev shit on the drama. Sure.
We are Sebastian's Army at gmail.com.
Yes, all lowercase, of course, no apostrophes or anything.
There's no way you will talk about Sebastian. I've been trying to ask questions. What do they mean?
And we're going to start, I'm going to start, putting some, some pictures on here that, in the background that haven't been seen by everybody. I mean, I'm going to start putting a few videos up. We've got some videos of, the thing is, I guess there's a thing with TikTok where, you're not supposed to put videos of the little bitty, toddlers or whatnot with no shirts on. And we got to put, figure some of that out. But we've got some good footage and pictures that not everybody's seen. And I really want to share those with you guys.
You should have started with that.
I don't know what you're talking about. What was the guy's post on Facebook looking for you that he knew where Sebastian was in Mississippi? A lot of people say a lot of stuff. I don't know if
I've not seen that out there
maybe
yet.
it says, was it fake? Oh, I'm sure it was fake. There's a lot of, man, we've had so many people.
There's been boots on the ground in Horn Lake.
Yeah, there's been boots on the ground a lot of places that nobody knows. Everybody doesn't go public. That's like why when I see or hear people say, oh, there's nobody searching. No, people don't go public. Everybody doesn't go live. Everybody doesn't tell where they're at. Some people don't, would rather not people know that they're out there doing what they're doing.
That's what I was going to say. With a lot of people asking about the searches, sometimes it's for their safety. It's better to keep the location disclosed. Sometimes you can't just put out there where the searches are and what time they're happening and things like that, because then you're putting volunteers' safety at risk.
Correct. And Dublin, your question is, when are you going to call a press conference? I don't have the ability to do that. I've put pressure on law enforcement to have a press conference. And we put pressure on them again to do that yesterday with Channel 2. But ultimately, a press conference is going to come at law enforcement's discretion. And I think we would all like that. I mean, that's a great question. It's just not, unfortunately, I don't have the ability to do that.
I don't know why it wouldn't let me go on it. That's crazy. The last time with my first account, when I did it, it let me go on immediately, but for some reason I can't with this one.
So Mew, I think it's Mew 79. So Bullhorn Betty, I'm assuming that's BHB that you're talking about. She is a very good friend of mine. We talk almost daily. And she has told me that she would be glad to do a TikTok live with me. So that's going to happen. This was just, kind of a short notice deal tonight, but she's agreed to do that with me, just a split panel.
Oh, hell, here we go, y'all.
I mean,
Oh, God.
I love her. I think she's
God.
fantastic. She's very, very intelligent.
Now, oh, God.
And I told her, I said, you're crazy, but you're the kind of crazy I like. You're like the crazy for good. You're the good kind of crazy. But she's awesome. I'd love to have her on.
Jesus help us. I told y'all. So I can't keep talking because I can't stop his ass. You can't stop live.
She does a little coffee show, Ashley. You're right. Early in the morning. I
my
watch,
little coffee bean.
she's been pretty animated lately, and I love it. I watch all of her.
Do you hear this? Hey, Faith. Hey, everybody. I got to go back to being quiet, but
Bullhorn Betty.
Yeah, she's awesome.
I like her. I like T-Rev. He always keeps it really neutral, positive. He tries to keep it all about Sebastian. Pascal is really good. I think I like Pascal. I like to watch him for any trial, like any cases, really. But he's really good with interviews and like doing interviews, like with Seth and stuff like that. I think
People are giving T-Rev hell about living in Seth's basement because someone started that rumor.
Oh no! Don't you know he didn't. He lives in his basement, and
Seth don't even have a basement.
I
know. But listen, it gets better. He lives in the basement, and then you know how you volunteered to buy the hot dogs and all that. And Seth didn't even want him to, so I was like, no, but he still volunteered. Like he wanted to do it. And people
now they're saying he charged.
Bashing about that, and I'm like, oh my gosh, can people like not just do something good for?
Then they were saying he charged people for the hot dogs.
So let me.
Oh yeah, he's selling hot dogs too, slinging hot dogs mix. That's right.
Well, let me tell y'all a couple things. They also said he was selling hot dogs out of Seth's basement. But so here's a little thing.
Follow Savage.
You have a lot of these guys.
Savage Live Media. I'm sure most of you are anyway, but just follow them.
Still make money.
So he's getting me some subscribers. Subscribe to them.
He has actually donated a lot of the money he's made to Seth and Sebastian, in addition to buying, all the hot dogs or whatever. He was not asked to do that.
How much you tell that little boy to pay his child support, you dumbass?
Everything out of the kindness of his heart.
You bet your ass
went back to Sam's to get more water, right?
Yeah. I mean, he
So
took
let's
care of
give him a
everything.
cookie. We got water and
He's
some
actually
hot dogs,
doing
some
good,
wings.
and he's donating the money. I mean, he's leading by.
These ladies are hilarious. Savage Live Media. I'm pretty sure most of you out there are probably already subscribed to them, but if not, please subscribe to me first and then go subscribe to them. They are hilarious. And credit to them for this video. I appreciate it.
Example, quite frankly.
I'm gonna need to see some receipts on
I
that.
do
I
not
want to see some
believe
paperwork and receipts. He's
any
donating
of
some
No.
damn
the
money.
people were shot at.
No, nobody has been.
That's rumor.
Nobody has MTQ. No, that's a lie.
That's rumor.
Yeah,
We
that
talk-
is a lie. That is totally false. No, the worst that anything has ever happened is people just driving by and like just looking, staring, stalking, like kind of like peeping, looking. But no, nobody's ever made a threat.
AJ, be good. What are you talking about? You both owe him an apology. We're not going to do drama, so if that's what this is about, you can just scroll on out.
Who owes who an apology?
Because of anger. I will tell you this. I
Okay.
talked to Michelle and other people that have been on the ground searching, and even as far as threats, the only people that
Exactly
were threatened
right,
were people who
Liz.
were on private property
Mhm.
without permission.
Thanks for
And
that,
that's just
bro.
not the right way to handle searching somebody's property.
Yes, correct. There's not been anybody that has been
All you've been doing is
That's not the same Trev. T-Rev and Trevor are two different people, guys.
yeah, they're two different people, and we're not bringing that drama in here. Keep it out of here, and I mean it. We're not doing it because
Baby, you
all of
ain't
y'all,
seen
y'all don't
drama
know the whole
yet.
backstory to that. Y'all are only knowing one side. There's always one side, another side, and then the truth around all of it.
The T-Rev that we're
No,
talking
he did
about that
not
donated the food is someone totally different.
We're gonna take care of this.
Yeah,
because
that's
I'm
what
not-
Luke's saying.
Michelle,
Look,
Michelle,
Michelle,
go ahead
Here,
and
Luke,
address
Luke's
that.
saying. Hey, Faith, how you
You
doing,
really want
baby?
me to address this?
Yeah, address it with what happened.
Hey,
That
baby.
way, AJ, be good, and I'll
Well, I
comment.
already
too.
blocked them, so
Oh, okay.
yeah, let's just
Never mind. Move on.
yeah, we're just
Bye-bye.
not. We're not gonna feed into that anymore because that I have that.
And if you get muted tonight, you're more than welcome to come back to the next live. You'll be unmuted, but just
Oh,
take
I don't mute
note.
people. I
And
block because if you mute, then they just report.
Oh, he's spitting in a
And he
cup.
don't have an agency
Gross.
account. I got an agency account, so I can get my account back. But yeah, let's talk about yeah. I
Why
just
don't
typed
you
in the
speak?
via
Who
press
cares?
conference
Shut up.
thing. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, y'all can tag here. No, you're not blocked, Dylan. You can comment in here. You're blocked, silly. They can tag you into stuff, but
Right.
make sure. Are you keeping an eye on what you're getting tagged in? Or do you? No, I'm not talking about here. I'm talking about videos and stuff. Do you even know how to do that?
Southwest, I'm not sure what you're asking. Do you know who I am? What do you mean?
He gets some trouble over there, y'all.
You don't know who that
You're
is?
in the box, Southwest.
Oh, I guess I could say it out loud. Oh my God, I'm sorry.
I'm like,
That's Pascal's mod, yeah.
I'm
Forgot
good.
she was in there.
Oh, okay. All right. That's awesome.
I'm not used to TikTok live. Sorry.
No, you're all right. You're all right. No, so he lives in St. Louis, as you well know, and I was born and raised in Joplin. And you know, when I say we talk regular, I mean very, very regular, 2-3 times a day. And I never got to meet him before yesterday, and we spent all day and night together. And he's just he's in real life as he is on camera. I'll say that.
Yes, yes.
Oh, he's awesome, man. That was my. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I was so excited to be there and stuff. Like Pascal made my day when I got to meet him. I was like, what? I was like, he really showed up. And so then I gave him crap this morning when he had his live. I said, he was spreading awareness about.
He had to show up. It was a big fat payday.
And all
Look up.
that this morning, how cool it was and how he did all that. And I said, well, and I made a joke with him. I said, now you can tell Seth that you went to church. Because you know how Seth always gives him crap and he's like, you need to be at church, you know, and all that. I said, now you just tell Seth, I came to church.
And something else too. Nicole's on here, and she's my sister. She
I'm
runs
gonna
our
keep right
Facebook
on playing
page. She
with the
also
Lord.
runs Caleb's page.
Keep on now.
Her and I are real close. No, here's the thing. We are here for Sebastian. You know, the thing is, Nicole, we would love to talk nothing but about Sebastian. But the hard truth here is none of us that are fighting this fight know anything about Sebastian other than what we've learned through the case. So, you know, even about Caleb, I can talk about Caleb all day, but I didn't know Caleb before this
We should
happened.
make a
So,
channel with
you know,
this
I
boy's
would
name in it, though.
absolutely love to just talk about the
You're a
child, but
hypocrite.
we have to talk about supporting him, and we have to talk about supporting Seth and whatnot, because none of us know Sebastian. And that's, I mean, I met a girl at the Waffle House that, you know, knew him 10 times better than the rest of us because he ate in there twice a month. So, you know, it's just real hard to talk solely about the child when we, you know, none of us have ever met the child, you know, if that makes sense. But Nicole, I want to thank you publicly for, yeah, I agree with you, sister. No drama. I agree. Whoa.
I switched you.
You sure did. Boy, look at that. I just went from being the boss to reporting to somebody.
Well, I was trying to post. Sorry, I was trying to.
They get an hour and 20
You're good.
minutes
I'll
to post
take it
that
back. I was
child's
trying to-
picture, huh?
I'm good. If you can put
Wow.
Sebastian up there, I'll be in a little box all night long. I'm good with that.
Yeah, but it's not. I'm trying to find a good picture to post or to put up here that'll fit in this.
Were any of y'all on that? Yeah, dispelling rumors, sometimes it is important. I agree. Were any of y'all on those 2 lives I tried to do last night while I was driving? Boy, that was a train wreck.
No, but
Yes,
I heard
that was
about them.
crazy.
I was not in there.
I mean, I don't have. I mean, this the way they monitor stuff is wild. I mean, it's like I'm on and then I'm
So you
They've
can't.
gotten so much more strict here lately.
Yeah, you can't drive. You get a 10-minute timeout for that.
I got 2 of them.
Did you really?
And then I got all the way back to the hotel, and by the time I got there,
And you never tell people that you're driving. You always say you're teleporting.
Well, he had his GPS on too.
Oh, see, you man, no.
Michelle, I'm a complete rookie. I'm sorry.
We gotta help you out.
I'll tell you, between Chase and Cindy, they kind of got me educated, but I'm still low level educated.
Well, I just thought I'd tell you, Tony, that I have a degree in public relations and quite a bit of experience in PR and marketing. If you'd like to bounce anything off me, feel free to.
Well, you ought to be able to know he's full of shit, then, lady.
Will you message me with your with your name and phone number? Because Cajun can tell you, I had a super sweet lady reach out to me off the Facebook page, and I'm getting a little over 100 messages a day, and I don't always have time to go through those. But if you want to reach out to me, we can text, and Cajun can tell you I'm always available by phone.
Right. And if you can't reach him and you need me to get a message to him, just reach out to me on my account on Cajun. It's KAYJEN. I'm having to use my husband's because I got nannered, and I'm in timeout until Saturday.
Yep, yo.
I'm going to comment again, guys, and if you would follow my backup, every time I try to type follow in the comments, it filters it.
You said
Winner-
KAY what?
Winner, I knew it. I'm not sure what you're referring to.
KAYJEN. I just commented again. I said, hey guys, that one's my backup one. I'm trying to get enough on it so I can have full live access on it.
Wish there was a way we could.
Did they change the amount of followers you had to have to get in a box? Because it was 200.
No, I think it's 1,000. It's always been 1,000.
Well, no, for my first one, I only had to have 200 to get in a box of someone else's, but then I
Oh.
had 1,000 to go live.
To go live. Oh yeah, I don't know, Michelle. It's hard to recall.
It's only 200 to get in a box.
Well, I've got over that now, and it's still not letting me. But I mean, I just got it not long ago, so I don't know why. I
200
went out, I closed it all out, and it still won't let me.
But your mustache is cute on this one. Yeah, they talk about your picture again.
Not funny.
Somebody said 800 to get in a box. Well, I think we've been getting them in the box with 200.
It's 200 for
honest
box,
with y'all.
800 for live. That's what I had to have in my other account. But I didn't know if they had just changed it in the last few days.
Yeah.
But I know it was
Because
200 and 800.
We've ran into a lot of people jumping in the lives and, they're like, well, I don't have 200 to get in the box, and then they get their 200. They don't even get up in the box.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think 200 will get you in with no picture. I think.
Right. Yeah. That's what it's supposed to. And I've got over that now, but it still won't let me get up on that account. But I still
Wow.
need more followers so I can get the full live access with it. But
If you quit acting wrong, you wouldn't get banana.
I know I can't help it. It's no fun.
Can you send Michelle the Amber Alert audio to play for us? Michelle, if I send you that, can you play that for everybody? That'll get everybody freaked out.
What?
If I send you, do you know how to play this audio if I send it to you right now in a text?
Well, I'm on that phone right now.
I can send it to me. I can do it.
Okay.
I was
hang
gonna say,
tight.
you have to send it to my other.
Hang tight.
Somebody whispering.
I tell you, I'm not sure if I'm ready. It just gets crazier and crazier.
Where is who came from, Kim? Who are you talking about? I thought it's always been 1,000 to go live, y'all.
To go live, yes,
Yeah,
with
but-
video. But just to be in someone else's box, it's not.
I swear, y'all. I think when I started though, back in the day, I think I had to have 1,000 to even get in a box. I remember the first time I ever got in a box though with some random people I did not even know. I had no idea who they were, and they talked me into getting into it. I was terrified. Next thing you know, I was like, I done blew up. I was like, I had no idea what I was doing.
They just
No,
recently
they
changed
changed it. Yeah. All right, I've got it.
We
Yeah,
are
Jason.
reading the chat, but it's hard. The chat goes so fast, y'all. It's hard to read.
Eyes, thank you. You have a good night too, sister. Hey, I want to tell you guys a funny story before you play that, Cajun.
Okay.
So we're
Not
standing.
so
You guys
funny.
saw his name. We call him Jonesy. You guys saw the black gentleman that was standing next to Seth and I the whole time that led the prayer. Did you guys see him?
Yes.
Okay. So we had a lady walk up. She's a super sweet old lady, and she walked up with a walker, and she was talking to. We let her talk to Seth, and she gave him a hug, and she said, I know you, and Seth said, I'm sorry, I don't recognize you or whatever, and but then she turns and looks at Jonesy, and she says, I know you too. And he said, no, I don't think so. And she said, yes, you do. Yes, I do. You're Pascal. And he said, no, I'm not Pascal. And he said, but he's standing right over there. So it was, that's a pretty funny comment. Is this really Tony talking right now? I'm used to re-airing of streams, et cetera. Yes,
Yeah,
it's
I
really,
just saw that.
that's
All right.
funny.
I'm gonna
Just-
get off here. I'm gonna lay down, but I'll be in the comments.
Okay.
Okay, y'all.
Have a good night.
You too.
Not
Okay.
funny.
Okay, so before you play that, Blue Knight has been waiting to.
She needs to take her ass to bed.
Sorry about that, brother. How you doing?
Okay, it is exactly 800 to go live with your video, but you have to. you
Right,
have
right.
to-
I know that. I'm talking about to be able to go into a box.
200.
Okay, that's what I thought it was. That's what it was for me before. And I have over that, but it's still not letting me for some reason.
You need to
No.
turn off your phone and
I did. I
restart
tried it. I tried it.
Yeah,
I'll do
when
it again. I was
Yeah,
just,
when you're done, and turn it off and restart.
yeah, I'll try it again, but yeah, I'll play this. Oh, no, Lena, give me that. Come here.
Y'all are gonna get goosebumps when you hear this. You need to listen.
Somebody's choking a damn chicken.
I
Bring
have
a
to
phone.
take it away from the dog because it gets loud.
Well, I don't know if Chase told you. The rumors and propaganda. Did Chase tell you that?
Spit it out.
Yeah, I talked to her
Yeah,
tonight.
no.
We talked about so much stuff. I don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah, I don't know.
People thought I was Seth. I was laughing too.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait.
Who is this
What is
weirdo?
the person's name talking right now?
I'm
Blue
Blue Knight.
No, you got a different name that you call in with.
I'm sorry?
Did you use a different name when you called into T-Rev tonight? Doug.
No,
Okay. Sorry, just kidding.
no, I only have this name, and then that's one of my old doggies. So no, that's it. And I don't normally, in fact,
I know, right, Lou? It's fine.
Tony knows I normally don't go live with my picture.
If he's
because
born
I'm
in hell,
retired.
get him off the hand.
Yes, sir. I do know that.
And I went live on Chase's because I wanted to hush that rumor right away to show people who I
What's up,
was.
Deeks in the streets, girlfriend?
I'm tired
Doing
of
it late.
these stupid rumors. I'm sick of them. People need
It's
to
for
let it go.
documentation. Recordings are
I
for
greatly
documentation.
appreciate you
We have
saying
found
that,
this
man. I
motherfucker in
agree.
lies.
How do we let it all go when we have no facts to actually move forward to finding this young boy?
The best thing I can tell you is let them do their job. That's all I'm going to say. Let law enforcement do their job. I've been on very, very high profile cases. And we never told the families what was going on until we had the person or the person was in custody. That's when we tell what's going on. And
I got that. I mean, what you got to say about that?
and
Move on.
that's usually what happens. And in those cases, now in this case, we're talking about a missing person. And that's what I'm going to say. It's a missing person.
I don't know who he is, Andy.
And we need to find this missing person. That's what I still believe. I always will believe this, and I have not stopped believing that.
So, Blue, when you say missing
I agree.
person, is it your theory that he walked out of that house?
I can't. Let me.
Well, didn't you say that that police officer announced that he was picked up by an unknown
That's not
vehicle?
Chris with the
Yeah,
voice
that's
thing.
what the
No,
officer said.
And the reason I ask that is you and I have a good relationship, and I respect you. But the problem, the reason I just want to know what you think. But the reason I ask that is we've been told that they literally have no evidence that he ever even left the house on his own, and that's why I asked that question.
Well, it's hard to say. I mean, I'm not that officer. I didn't see what happened,
Right.
and I wasn't there, so I can't elaborate on what that officer saw or what he heard or what he's what went on, and and unless you're there and see what happens or saw or he saw something or if he saw the car or whatever, or somebody said, hey, this is what happened. This is still what's called hearsay evidence. It's not a full-fledged thing.
Exactly,
That's why
Kyle.
they say an unknown vehicle.
Right. Well, listen, Blue, listen to this Amber Alert and tell us what you think after listening to this. If you can stay on for a second.
Yeah, well, let me take it out of my ears because I have PTSD.
Okay. I'm sorry about that too, buddy.
All right, are we ready?
Yep, we're ready. Tee it up.
Broadcasting live at US.Watch to help find Sebastian Rogers. He was abducted by unknown suspect, possibly in an unknown vehicle. Carefully navigate to your assigned watch zone and check in to claim your reward at US.Watch/find Sebastian. Do not trespass or confront the suspect. To report a sighting or any suspicious activity, call 911 or tap the phone button. Stay tuned into this broadcast at US.Watch/find Sebastian to get the latest information and search instructions pertaining to this alert. I'm going to let Deputy Phillips take it from here.
Thank you, Deputy Skaggs. And thank you to everyone actively searching at US.Watch/find Sebastian. Curtis Harris just cleared their first watch zone. Today's top searchers are Melanie Smith with 2 zones cleared, Jenna Schneider with 1 zone cleared, and Curtis Harris with 1 zone cleared. Keep up the great work, everyone.
Right. Listen, Blue, listen to this Amber Alert and tell us what you think after listening to this. If you can stay on for a second.
Yeah, well, let me take it out of my ears because I have PTSD.
Okay. I'm sorry about that too, buddy.
All right, are we ready?
Yep, we're ready. Tee it up.
Broadcasting live at US.Watch to help find Sebastian Rogers. He was abducted by unknown suspect, possibly in an unknown vehicle. Carefully navigate to your assigned watch zone and check in to claim your reward at US.Watch/find Sebastian. Do not trespass or confront the suspect. To report a sighting or any suspicious activity, call 911 or tap the phone button. Stay tuned into this broadcast at US.Watch/find Sebastian to get the latest information and search instructions pertaining to this alert. I'm going to let Deputy Phillips take it from here. Thank you, Deputy Skaggs. And thank you to everyone actively searching at us.watch/Find Sebastian. Curtis Harris just cleared their first watch zone. Today's top searchers are Melanie Smith with 2 zones cleared, Janet Schneider with 1 zone cleared, and Curtis Harris with 1 zone cleared. Keep up the great work, everyone. This is Deputy Michaels.
Okay, that's annoying. I'm gonna play it from my phone because it would not play through there. That's irritating me.
Tell us what you think after listening to this. If you can stay on for a second.
Yeah, well, let me take it out because I have PTSD.
Okay. I'm sorry about that too, buddy.
All right, are we ready?
Yep, we're ready to tee it up.
You know what? I might just play the rest of this from here because it sounds a whole lot better from my phone.
Yeah. That's a drop the mic moment, right, guys?
Yep.
What do you think about that, Blue?
Well, again, they just said an unknown person, unknown vehicle.
So is it your experience that they would have to have really, really strong evidence to release it that way from a deputy?
I can't elaborate.
I respect it.
I'm gonna have to put it that way.
Okay.
I don't want
But there was at least some sort of evidence to cause it to be released that way, correct?
Okay, John.
Or some belief.
I can't elaborate.
Okay. Fair
When did that get aired?
Right after it happened.
And that's been airing since. Correct.
No,
I don't believe so.
no. Has anybody heard this that I have ever heard that? It was that one went out immediately, but they retracted it right away. Why?
Well, I mean, that was kind of my whole point in saying that, you know, everybody talks about misinformation, but, you know, I don't believe that misinformation necessarily means lying, but there has been misinformation on this case as well as.
That's kind
of my whole point. It gets everybody confused, everybody, you know, everybody goes crazy because they don't know what's.
It's sharing for real.
Misinformation.
Trust me, people will hear this and people will find out the truth on this because he's done. If this is fake or not, trust and believe it. And that goes back to my suggestion. You know, maybe everybody is focused so much on CP and KP and Seth that the true focus here should be definitely 100% on finding Sebastian, not who did it, not what happened. You know, Sebastian, where is Sebastian?
Yeah, that's right.
It's up to detectives to figure out who did it and what happened.
Yeah.
As bad as we want to know, I understand that, you know, we all want to know, but in all reality, our focus should be on finding Sebastian and looking for Sebastian.
But let me comment real quick to what Ashley said. Ashley, you hit the nail right on the head. When everybody came after Stephen, and you say that maybe what he said wasn't so wrong at all. I still strongly believe that that's what he was told. I don't believe he got it wrong. But I believe that when he talks to the next detective, that we're still waiting on the video or the audio on that, by the way, because that conversation was recorded. Now, if that's not what he said when we hear the recording, then we'll stand corrected. But there's just a lot of things that lead people to believe that there is some sort of footage of him from the 26th. You take this, you take the TBI to fire, and nobody's accusing anybody of anything other than we just want the facts, because without the facts,
Come in.
we don't know what happened, and we never will. So believe, and I agree with Blue. I generally trust law enforcement, and I do believe Sebastian will be found. I don't know what's in parentheses there. They're aligned. The real me. I do believe he'll be found, and I believe Caleb will be found. And I hope and I pray that they'll be found the way we want them to be found.
The way we want them to be found. What does that mean? I'm hoping that means alive.
But I think we would all agree that it's every passing day. I mean, it's more frustrating as a parent and spokesperson.
That's what I'm saying. I've never heard of that reported before.
I mean, would it be fair to say that we go on
that real?
Your professional opinion?
First 48 hours, most intense.
Right.
If you don't find anything in the first 48 hours, it becomes a harder case to find.
Right.
It's harder and harder after that. The detectives are probably doing the best they can. TBI is probably doing the best they can. You got to remember, ladies and gentlemen, and this is what I'm going to put out plain and simple. There's a while back, everybody came out with defund the police.
Terrible.
And when that happened, a lot of agencies lost grants. When they lost their grants, they weren't able to hire people. Most agencies in Nashville don't make what I was making in California. So just to give you an example, they make maybe, if they're lucky, $20 an hour. I mean, it's unreal. So I mean, it's just sad. Most of them have to do moonlighting, a second job in uniform to keep going.
That's terrible.
I've been retired since 2006.
Yeah, so Cajun, will you just play the first part of that again? People are asking for that. Will you play that again? Ocean, how are you doing this evening?
The first part.
Wow.
Yeah. Play the whole thing. Play it.
You're rewarded. No, they played the audio on the end. Infamous is not. I mean, it's not anything relevant. It's just a whole bunch more verbiage. So that's why I'm not having her play the whole thing. But
Infamous is in there, y'all.
It's not relevant to him.
It's over there. Yes.
oh, that's
Yeah.
Regular.
Here we go.
You hear him?
So what would you call that, Blue? Would you call that a first watch? Number one?
Yeah, that's
We heard him respond
because
to
an
you.
Amber Alert usually. That's why I said I have to take my earpiece out.
Listen what he
because an
says.
Amber Alert usually starts with a tone. You get at least a 2 or 3 tone, and people have heard Amber Alerts, they know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, my understanding in talking to, we have a team member that is part of
This
the
dude's
first
gonna
watch.
bust his ass out right here in front of God and everybody, y'all.
My
Lean in.
understanding is that's the one that comes before the official Amber Alert. Is that your understanding?
I have no clue because I'm just saying that's not the Amber Alert.
Okay.
An Amber Alert is when it comes out, and this is when an Amber Alert is usually with more detailed information. They have a vehicle identification. They know what type of vehicle it was. They know maybe the suspect, what it looks like. They may have a partial plate.
Right.
Exactly, or something to that. Wait a minute. Somebody says that was a real. Hold on a second.
Yeah, and I think the thing that got my attention is that it was issued by.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Next up was not a real Amber Alert.
Well,
That's
look
because
at
the real Amber Alert,
there.
everybody is first you hear it's 3 tones. It's
Right.
like dude.
Well, damn, and don't say.
Now, see, he's trying to
Something
chime in
like-
and sing the tones. I am going to let you hear what the tone sounds like. Okay? This is the Amber Alert tone. I know every single one of you, hopefully there's more than like 1 or 2 people watching this video. And if you're just coming in, please subscribe and hit that bell, like the video. I'm new here. I'm trying to get more subscribers. So, like I was telling you, that was the sound of the Amber Alert. That thing that Tony just played sounded like the weather radio. And y'all know what I'm talking about, right? You can hear it on a scanner. You can hear it if you buy a weather radio, like at a Walmart or somewhere else. That's that AI voice of like the weather radio. Honestly, that's what it reminds me of.
Just like the police scanner thing before the Amber Alert was actually issued.
Well, the question says that Deputy Skaggs runs that site. And
That's a site.
I'd like to get Ocean in the box because she's fully.
Let me come
Oh,
out.
now he's got
Let's go ahead and
It's time for bed, Tony.
He's really pushing this Amber Alert.
No, Blue said he's gonna pop out. You're fine.
It'll make
He
you
wants him
wonder
to get the
why.
hell out of here because he done busted this shit out. Probably you and T-Red made that stupid shit up.
Get out.
Good night, Blue.
None of
Good
you.
night, Blue.
I
Thank you.
got you, Luna. Thank you.
Hey,
Good night.
remind me, hey, you need to add me so I can let people in too. To the bottom.
Okay, I'll mod you.
Well, you got me modded, but you don't have me where I can do what, add people to the bottom.
Oh, I got you. Okay, I'll change your permissions,
All right.
buddy.
All right, bye.
Thanks, buddy.
Anybody can be a mod. Sounds like.
Ocean said she can't come up right now.
Hey, all right. Well, I've
I'm
got.
kind of nervous there, Tone. Look at him, y'all. He looks
Ocean's in the box now.
Hey there, I can't stay long, but there's a Deputy Skaggs, he's a law enforcement. You can find him on Twitter. And he runs that website.
First Watch.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What is it?
Honey.
So I think what it is, I haven't looked into it fully yet, but I think what it is when
Right now. Thank you, babe.
there's a system that he has.
You're too good.
People that are in the surrounding
I
area,
appreciate you.
they get on alert to start looking for people. As soon as the alert goes out, their citizens, it's kind of like a citizen app, right? Where people are on high alert. They hear, okay, this child is missing.
Oh my God, Val, you finally got me.
So the people that are on this site that are paying attention are looking out for, you know, this,
Tell people
this
to
child, this car, the alert that's coming out.
So do you think, Ocean, in my position, do you think it would be beneficial to reach out to Deputy Skaggs and ask him why it was issued that way? I mean, do you think
No.
that's valid?
Absolutely not.
Well, yeah, absolutely, I would, because,
Because people feel like this is just a big nothing burger, and to me, it's
It's a scam.
So yeah, true deputy, or is it just, and it goes,
Good
yeah, I
question.
think you need to vet everything before you put it out, Tony, honestly, because
Yeah,
there's so much.
moving down this road, right?
Yeah, we have. And I'm going to pause it right there because I went down this road before I started this video. And if it is Joshua Lee Skaggs, who was born in 86, he has a record. He is a felon. In 2006, he did 2 years for theft. He was on probation 2 years after. 2009, he was arrested for property damage and had to do 30 days. Then 2017, he resisted arrest and got 6 months. 2017, which I'm guessing was the other half of the year, he was arrested again for theft, got 6 more months. Then April 2021, possession, vandalism, 11 months, 29 days, and then 2 years of supervised probation, which would take him to March of 2023. So there's that. And First Watch is actually where the picture of Deputy Skaggs is actually taken from. So if you Google First Watch, it's like a fake website. I don't know what it is, like, to be honest. It's just outrageous. People, just do your homework, okay? Don't go around spreading any misinformation. Like I said, if this is the correct Joshua Lee Skaggs that's born in 86, he is a felon and he has done plenty of time. Hell, he could be in jail right now. Who knows? Anyways, this is almost over, guys.
So, I would reach out to him. I don't live in Tennessee. I don't live in the surrounding area, so I don't know what the initial alert was. I mean, obviously on paper, but what was actually put out over the cell phone systems. So
you big dummy.
Get a hold of that. Does anybody have a recording?
See what I mean?
We do. Yeah.
Okay, do you know what it said? I mean,
Yeah.
was that included in there?
Yes, it is at the beginning.
The way that it's worded on this website?
No, the website is on. You gotta be a dumb mother to get called out twice on the and with your own shenanigans.
From the national site.
You don't call them right.
That's out over the waves.
You're not too good at this tone.
Okay, because I'm curious to hear what that sounds like.
You're gonna get shredded with that like the you know that.
Right, I know that it's, but what I'm saying is that usually, right, if there's a description.
It'll eat your ass
We'll
up.
say a vehicle if they have it, we'll say, but this was, I just want to know where he got the wording from.
You mean where he got the wording from in his voice?
In this-
What he said?
Yes.
Let me see. Hang tight. I'm gonna look at the link that I have because there's a link to a website, I believe. Hold on just a second. Stand by.
Okay.
I agree, Ocean. This is like mind blowing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, Hans.
All this information
Hey,
needs to
eat
be
your food,
vetted
honey.
before
Good,
it's put out to
good.
the public, before it's brought out anywhere, because it stirs up a lot of, a lot of
Yeah.
drama, And you don't want to put this information out there, and then it looks, people are already coming at Tony, so you don't want to make
I don't
him
doubt
look,
it.
incredible.
This Mo Rock,
either.
they're gonna eat him alive tomorrow when sun's up.
It's on the US Watch website, Ocean.
Right, but that's the deputy Skaggs that is running that. So what I'm saying is I want to know where he got his information to say, because also and wording is very important. So let's just assume that he got this alert from actual law enforcement scanners, right? Let's for the sake of it, say that it's official. It did not say a car, it said possible vehicle. So it said an abduction, possible vehicle. So the wording is important too.
Words are
but
hard,
I
Tony.
would
Words
reach
are
out to
hard.
him And I would ask him, where did you get this information and this exact wording that you chose to use for this alert that you put out?
Yeah, and the thing that really, I agree, and I'll do that tomorrow, I can promise you. The thing that, and I did catch the possible thrown in there. The thing that got my attention is he didn't say possible abduction, he said abduction.
Exactly.
That's right. Threw me off too. Hold on, I'm gonna look at something. Hold on.
They're calling it an abduction and a possible vehicle. Well, if you know that it's an abduction, then you should know whether it was a vehicle or not.
Yeah,
There's got to be some kind of evidence there to back it up.
Melissa, I agree that you don't always need a vehicle in an abduction.
Okay, that's enough. So, as I was saying, guys, just do your homework. Don't believe anything that you hear the very first time. Look it up for yourself. If you don't look it up for yourself, don't trust it until you do. So that's like, my headphones are about to die. So, all right, guys, I hope that you like this video. I hope that you like that I brought you some info, Tony's little interview or his little live from Sunday night. So please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys next time. Mwah.